I am Stefan Mark Scott, the armchair geologist, or archaeologist, if you will. And this is my amazing discovery. Somebody else may try and claim it. This is my anecdotal evidence that the pyramid builders came from the Americas. This is the Sea of Cortez or the Gulf of California. In clear view of any Google Earth program, there is this massive arrow pattern. It's 100 miles wide from one end to the other. Roughly 100 miles wide right there. Well, this happens to be an arrow also resembling a pyramid. And then if you look at this arrow pattern, here's the shaft. And here's an interesting anomaly that I went ahead and chose that to be my guide. Lined up with it as best I could. And in fact, I lined up with it so well, I still ended up back where I came from. All right, so I took those lines and I traveled across the ocean. And I traveled across the ocean. And I traveled across the... Oh! What's that? It never touches land until it approaches the Red Sea. I'm not sure all geographically where we are, but it goes right up the middle of the Red Sea. Right to within a tiny margin of error. We have the pyramid complex and the Sphinx. Now you got to admit, that's an amazing coincidence. There it is, all right. That's a pretty short distance, all in all, considering going all the way around the world. That's a very small margin. As you back up, they go together. They're that close together. Then from there, it goes through Greece. Isn't that interesting? Albania, Belgium, of course. There's a lot of activity and UFO activity and stuff in Belgium. And passes through and it comes right back to the Gulf of California. It may be only anecdotal evidence, but it's pretty coincidental otherwise. Now right over here we have something very interesting too. Now I can't make you see it, but it's not hard to see. So here we have a bull's head. There's the ring in his nose, and there's his jaw, and there's his eye right there. His head, his nose is against the back of this guy's head. Here's this guy's hat. Here's his head. Here's his face. Got his nose right there, kind of a long nose. I don't know why. Got a very long beard. Looks like a bolo tie. There's his bust. And if you look at his eye has a long streak from it. And if you look where that streak is looking, it's looking right here. Right here, where you see right angles that nature doesn't produce. How about this building right here? You ready for this? How about a pyramid complex? Here, look at that pyramid. I'll bet if you took that pyramid right there and you did the math on it, it would tell you when this was a viable civilization. But yep, there it is. He's looking right at it. We're supposed to see that, or somebody is. This is 6,000 feet deep. We can't swim there. We don't have any subs that's going to take us there. But there are explorer vessels that have ROVs. If they can look at the Titanic, we can look at this. So if you know anybody with the ability, have them reach out to me. This is my discovery, nobody else's. There are a few other anomalies on the floor of the Sea of Cortez that I would like us to look into when the time comes. But this one right here is very, very clear. I call him Paul Bunyan and Blue. Of course, that's not era appropriate, but he's looking at this. This right here is a discovery that changes what we know about a lot of stuff.